All right, everybody. Welcome to the Scenes Podcast with your hosts, Nick and Chris. Today, we're going to be previewing the Euro 2020 knockout stage. So, we're going to hit you guys with our predictions. Oh, by the way, my ghetto E-Berry mic. This is our second take because the last one, you couldn't hear us.
The audio was shot. So run it back real quick.
Run it back for
also
the two-time.
We also got to talk the two-time double champ back to back.
Dr. Disrespect. No, I'm just kidding.
No, yeah.
All right.
So we got to talk about the Islanders forcing Game 7 in OT.
No one cares about hockey, though,
It was a
Tim.
3-2 win in OT. That's kind of big.
Dude,
Tri-state area.
The Islanders can stay in Long Island, and I'm gonna stay over here because
if you're
I don't give a fuck about the Islanders.
Who likes the Islanders?
Nobody.
Okay.
Nobody.
We got to talk about Trae Young now.
Yeah.
Trae Young had a game last night.
Trae Young and his receding hairline.
He had a game.
Fuck the fucking
He
Milwaukee
ripped Milwaukee's
reindeer.
assholes to shreds.
Yeah, no, they
He
didn't stand a chance.
No, yeah, he dropped 48
and 48 and 10, right?
48, 7 rebounds and 11 assists.
I think I saw a stat that was like the only time that's ever happened
Really?
in a conference final game.
That's
48.
nuts.
I think it was 45 and 10.
Holy shit.
Was the only time it's happened.
That's ridiculous.
So.
All right, you want to get into these
Let's
Euros?
get into the important stuff because
yeah.
no one gives a shit,
No,
right?
no,
If
no.
the Knicks aren't playing, I don't
no,
care.
the Knicks are useless.
The
We know
Nets-
this. The Nets are way better
Can
than
we talk
the
about
Knicks.
how the Nets blew it?
They didn't blow it.
You had a super team
Yeah, we didn't have a full
with no
super team.
hamstrings
Yeah,
or no ankles.
Yeah.
And
I mean, we had KD's
Yeah, it happens.
KD's gonna need back surgery after this last fucking series.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair point.
Let's get into this Euro 2020 knockout stage bracket.
So first matchup we got is Belgium Portugal on the top left side of the bracket. This might be
The game
the
of the
game of the
tournament.
tournament.
It's got
might be the
potential.
game of the
It's
tournament.
really got
Yeah.
potential.
No
So
doubt.
I'll start off. Going with my boys in Portugal,
Oh.
Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo. No,
Penaldo.
no, stop it.
Stop the cap.
Stop it. So yeah, Portugal's they got a really class squad, and the way they played against France, they really showed some life, and it gave me hope really because I want them to win, I really do, and I think Renato Sanchez and João Moutinho need to play. I think they're both ballers. I think Renato Sanchez is a little fucking pit bull that runs around in the midfield.
No, if it wasn't for the change, the coach Santos, he made a crucial change in taking out Bruno. Tough call. It
It's
takes
tough.
some balls
It's tough.
for a
It's tough.
manager to take out arguably like probably second best player on the
Portuguese national team.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
probably.
I mean, we're talking.
right?
Yeah, we're talking club status. Yes.
Over every if you look at the whole team, Bruno's the second guy you look at.
Yeah.
And he just hasn't performed on the international stage. And honestly, when he's not taking penalties, what is he really doing? I'm just gonna throw it out there. I think he's a bit overrated.
Okay. Well, so I think he is a little bit overrated. Don't get me wrong, but
The
I think
tactical switch was important. That's like the main point.
yeah. Okay. Not to get too sidetracked here, but I think Portugal will win this game, which is tough because I had in my pre-tournament I had Portugal-Belgium final, but Portugal came in third in the group, so it didn't really allow that to happen. If they came in second, they would have played England in the first round, but
Nonetheless, tough matchup.
as we know,
Yeah.
it didn't happen. So, but I'm still sticking with my boys in Portugal. I'm not saying Belgium's a bad team. Belgium could easily win this game, and they could not easily, but they could win this game, and whatever team wins that game could realistically win the tournament, and I don't have any doubts with that.
You know, it's tough to argue those points, but I personally believe that Belgium, the trifecta of Lukaku, KDB, and a Eden Hazard at like 50-60% of what we know.
We're
him.
talking from the line from Kevin De Bruyne to Lukaku. That's what
Yeah,
we're talking
you
about.
know what? The duo.
Yeah.
Eden Hazard is not the player he used to be. It's so unfortunate with all the
It
injuries
really
he's
is.
had
It
at
really
Real
is.
Madrid since he left from Chelsea. But I think that Belgium, as a team, are better than Portugal, and I see Belgium taking the win in the first round.
It's fair. It's fair. All right. So let's move on to the next game. We got Italy, Austria. It's a no-brainer. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Italy's looked like the most complete squad
No
in this
doubt.
tournament.
No doubt.
They got good players. Don't get me wrong. Austria's a good side. David Alba's been great this tournament, but do not count Italy out. Italy could win this, and they've been slept on. But I think people realized after the group stage. I think people realized, but now Italy's serious. Italy's no joke.
So, as an Italian, bias aside, they've been the most complete team, and you just said that yourself.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So Italy, for me, it's a no-brainer. Austria has been decent, but You know, they have David Alaba, they have Marcel Sabitzer in the midfield. He's a good player, plays for Leipzig.
Very good.
They
Very
have
good.
Arnautovic, who kind of wasted his career now in China, but he's a decent player. China. He's a decent player, but Italy have too much going for them. As a team, they've been 30 games unbeaten.
Unreal.
Since the 2018 World Cup, the last time they lost was 2018 to Portugal, and Portugal is no joke. That was the last time they've lost a game. It's been 3 years now. They haven't lost a game.
I mean, they got a good squad.
They have a serious
Do not
team.
get me wrong.
Bias aside, I think Italy are amongst the favorites to win the entire tournament.
Top 5 favorites, no doubt.
Question.
No doubt.
A lot of people have their doubts coming into the tournament, and personally, you could tell them I was on the high horse of Italy since the beginning. I think Italy can really make a splash in this. They have a tough route to take. Like
the left side of the bracket is tremendously hard.
Let's say they make it to the next round. They got to play Belgium, and then the next round after that, they can play Belgium or Portugal, and then it just gets harder from there.
Yeah.
Like,
okay. All right. Let's.
I don't want to get ahead of myself.
All right. Let's move into the next round. So we got France, Switzerland. I'm sorry, Switzerland, another decent team, but same as the Italy-Austria game.
Yeah.
They don't stand a chance. France is the best squad going into this tournament. Best individual players.
Agreed.
So, I think they'll do it. And France has played in tough games already. The group of death. It'd be tough to win all the games in that group, but they were the best team in that group. They came out on top.
No doubt.
So I think they're battle ready. They're battle ready. They're gonna be great. They're gonna come out there. I think this should be like a 2-3-0 easy victory for them.
For me, Switzerland haven't shown enough in the group stage. I actually expected them to easily beat Wales and Turkey, and they just couldn't get the job done. They have Shaqiri, who's a tournament player. Everyone knows he's a big tournament player. He always has been. Doesn't really show up on the club stage. He plays for Liverpool. It's tough to get into that front three of Liverpool.
Yeah, especially right now.
Yeah, right now, especially. Well,
yeah,
that's a different topic, but they just haven't given enough for me, Switzerland as a team. And I watched that group a lot because Italy was in, and Italy are obviously my favorite team. And they just, 3-0 victory over Switzerland for the Italians, and it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And I think everyone
they didn't stand a chance.
Yeah.
I think Wales is the second best team in that group. No doubt in my mind.
You think so?
Further top. Yeah, we can talk about it later.
Okay. Fair point.
All right, so now we got Croatia, Spain. I think this game could surprise a lot of people because I think the majority of people will ride with Spain. But both of us are on Team Croatia.
Yep, definitely.
We don't think Spain's shown enough, even though they had the 5-0 victory. But it wasn't like
it took him too long to get going though. Morata missing a penalty that can't be good for his confidence.
Yeah. Morata didn't even end up scoring that game. You're talking your striker didn't score that game.
No, he's not a top striker. Spain are probably one or two forward, like top forwards away from being favorites in this tournament. They have the back line who are solid.
Yeah, they
have a solid midfield. They have Busquets, Thiago, and Koke or Pedri.
Okay.
I think Pedri's a top player, by the way. But they have a very solid team. But once you get into the front three, you got the Morata. Moreno's good. He should play over Morata, but he doesn't play when Morata plays usually. Yeah. And you got Sarabia off the right-hand side who's played for a top club in PSG, but it's just not the caliber to win a Euro.
Yeah, I think they're one or two like pretty good. We're not talking like solid.
We're talking about stars.
Let's say
they have Lukaku.
They have Lukaku. Yeah.
If they have Lukaku, they have the supporting cast around Lukaku. But Morata's just not that guy.
Yeah, I mean you have Lukaku and Moreno up top. I think that's a pretty solid strike force. I think that definitely do some damage.
Obviously, it's a massive.
Yeah.
It's not. We're talking hypotheticals, but
we're
just saying the point of this is saying that they are a striker away.
Yeah.
But that striker is holding them back, if anything.
Yeah. All right. And then back to Croatia. I mean, Luka Modric, unreal. I mean, especially his last game, unbelievable to watch.
No doubt.
It's just like
that goal against Scotland was.
It's like
who's his class, bro?
Ooh, yeah.
He's unreal. He's on a different level.
It's just I didn't think they'd do that well in this tournament, honestly, because they lost Mandzukic, who was a big piece in their World Cup team. And then they're just getting older. Luka Modric has been getting older, and I didn't think he'd have it in him. I mean, the first two games were all right, but the third game, he looked like very, very good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, yeah. I agree. I agree with you completely.
Yeah.
I think Croatia, people are sleeping on them because they had a difficult group stage.
Yeah.
They struggled against England. Scotland, they got it done in the end of the day, but it took them a little while to get going.
Yeah.
Without the brilliance of Modric, they don't break that deadlock probably because it was 1-1 at the time.
Yes,
You know
probably.
And Modric is just class. That outside of a finish, for me, goal of the tournament. I know people probably disagree with me because Patrick Schick's goal,
it's tough.
From 50 yards out with the goalie off his line. For me, what Modric did, only a handful of players in the world can do.
I mean, I completely agree, but I think back to the Patrick Schick thing. Like, whenever there's a goal like that, it's bound to win goal of the tournament. That's just how it is. That's just how it goes. All right, so let's keep moving now. We got Sweden, Ukraine. I think a very underrated game. I truly believe this game will be one of the better games in this round of 16.
Yep.
Because both these teams they've had a good group stage. I think they surprised a lot of people, Sweden with their defense, and Ukraine's been pretty good attacking wise. Like, they've been pretty good. I think Yarmolenko's been great for them. Like, I think Ukraine and Sweden, they're both pretty solid teams, and this will be a very fun game to watch in my opinion. But I have Ukraine coming out on this. I think
I tend to disagree with this one, Chris, because Sweden is so stout defensively. They have a solid back four in front of Olsen, who has been immense in goal for them.
Great saves.
Many people think he's been the best goalie of the group stage so far, and I think he's amongst that. I don't know if he was the best, but he's been great. Yeah. He's been great. The only person to break the deadlock in the group stage was Robert Lewandowski, who's the best striker in the world, and that's not even up for debate.
Yeah.
So for me, I think Sweden, they have the defensive. They have it defensively. They have the discipline defensively, and they have guys like Forsberg, Kulusevski on the wings, and you got Alexander Isaac up top, who's a young up-and-coming talent who can score on the counterattacks, and he's a real problem. He's a physical body who could score goals. And I think Sweden, I don't want to say a force to be reckoned with, but Sweden is going to – I think they could turn a lot of heads. Yeah.
But see, the one thing with Sweden is I understand they played Lewandowski. That was the best striker they played. But the overwhelm, the group, their group, I mean, I'm a big Polish guy. Their group was not a good goal-scoring group almost. Like, I mean, they had Lewandowski, but Lewandowski, he doesn't really turn up in tournaments. You could see in the past history. Yep. So they have a good defense. I don't think otherwise, but I don't think they've been tested against a solid goal scorer because we talked about Spain. Spain is missing that guy, their goal scorer. I mean, you look at the Slovakia, like their goal scoring is not great either. Like when they played Poland, they had an own goal off a guy that made a great run. Don't get me wrong, that was I believe Mack made a great run. It hit the post, went off back of Szczesny's head, and then Skriniar scored off a corner kick. Like none of that group has been proven to be a good goal scoring group besides Lewandowski, and that's like kind of debatable too because he doesn't really show up in tournaments. Coming from Poland fan.
That's a good point, Chris. But my thing is, up to that point, they didn't concede a goal.
That's true. It's tough to argue.
It's a small sample size. It's a tough argument to make because at the end of the day, these two teams are very, very even, in my opinion. Yeah. I think they're the two of the weaker teams left in this round of 16, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next. Move on to the next game. We got England versus Germany.
It's not coming home. We're saying it right now.
I gotta say this before we move on because I got a lot of English friends who I played soccer with. I'm sorry, guys. The hype in the English media these past 6 months about the talent pool that England has is just not. I think they've been underwhelming so far this tournament. You got the likes of Phil Foden, Mason Mount, Marcus Rashford, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane. Who else?
Great players.
I can go on and on. Jadon Sancho can't even get
into the squad.
He can't even sniff the fucking field.
He can't even get a sniff of the pitch.
Yeah, and you have so much attacking talent, but at the end of the day, is your best 11 good enough? And I say no.
Not to Germany. I don't think not to Germany at all. I think Germany's. I think people just kind of sleep on them still. I think we both have Germany coming out of this game because it's not coming home. Let's be real. But Germany's got a good squad. I think their midfield is kind of fun. Like you got Gundogan, you got Kroos, you got Goretzka coming in as a right wing back, but he's really playing in the midfield. Like they got a fun team to watch. I think German soccer is always like a well-oiled machine, in my opinion.
It's always
they always just perform. They always perform, and I think they could turn heads in this tournament too.
I think there's a factor of them playing at Wembley too. Wembley Stadium is in England, obviously, But the thing with England is what I can't stand is they play well, they win a game, it's coming home. This coming home crap.
And,
Just off of one game,
Yeah.
and then they'll lose the next one and say Southgate out, Southgate out. It's the coach's fault. I actually think Southgate gets too much stick for what he actually produces. You know,
Agreed. Agreed.
He sticks to his ways, but he doesn't give in to the media pressure, which I commend him for. And he sticks to the players that he trusts. Like Sterling has played the first 3 games. He can't even get on the field for Man City this season.
Yeah.
But he trusts those guys, and so far, whether they've been underwhelming, but they're in. They made it out of the group, and that's at the end of the day, that's all you want.
That's all you want.
That's all you want.
So we're gonna move on. Netherlands, Czech Republic. I think Czech Republic's a very underrated side, but I think Netherlands is. I mean, we've seen how they've performed. They've had a lot of players play amazing this tournament.
Yeah,
they have Depay been playing great. Wijnaldum, we've talked about this. We think probably the player of the tournament so far.
Definitely.
So far, like he's performed, and then Dumfries as a right back. That's putting in goals for you.
2 goals for Dumfries.
Like, come on,
the right wing,
a right wing back, not right back. Yeah, like he's been good. He's been making great runs. I think Netherlands, Patrick Schick, unreal, underrated. I think he's very good. I think they've got Sojcek and
Kufal, the right back, or Sufal. I don't really know how to pronounce his name.
I think it's spelled with the C, but I don't know how it's pronounced.
I don't know how you pronounce it, but he's a great player.
Great player. Yeah, they have a good few pieces too, but I don't think they're a match for Netherlands. I don't think so.
I think Netherlands is a top team right now. I think Italy and Netherlands in 2018 didn't even qualify.
Unreal.
And right now they're amongst the favorites to win it all only 3 years later.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast it changes.
I think it was such a wake-up call for those 2 teams in 2018 when they lost in qualifiers. They said, we need to basically change the way that we approach this tournament altogether.
Yeah.
And I think if it wasn't for them losing, they wouldn't have changed what they needed to in order to make that jump that they've made. And I think Netherlands comfortably wins this game 1-2 nothing probably, but I wouldn't sleep on Czech Republic pulling up an upset because they've been very good in the group stage.
Yeah. All right. So and then we got the last game of the round of 16. We got Wales, Denmark. Wales surprised a lot of people. I didn't think Wales was good.
Surprised me, no doubt.
I didn't think Wales was good. I think the loss of Christian Eriksen to Denmark is tough for them, and I think if they had him, they would win this game. They barely made it out of the group stage, which is, you got to look at it like that, but they play with passion. They put their heart on the field every game, and they're both 2 fun teams to watch.
Wales are amongst probably the weakest squads as like player for player in the entire tournament, and for them to make it out of the group and in a group with Italy and Switzerland, and all those teams are probably better than, like, on paper, better than Wales.
I'd probably say Wales and Finland were the 2 worst rosters coming into this tournament.
Yeah, and for them to make it out, props to them. But I think the road ends after one game. I think Denmark has much more talent.
They do.
And shout out to Simon Kjær, the center back, by the way.
Unreal.
Saving Christian Eriksen's life potentially. So I'm riding with Denmark.
Unreal. I mean, it's tough. I think this is going to be a very good game also. It could go either ways. But all right, we're going to move on to the quarterfinals now. So I have Portugal, Italy. Nick has Belgium, Italy. I'm taking Portugal. I'm riding with Portugal. My pre-tournament pick was Portugal. I think Italy's a great side. We both know it. He's a big Italy guy, and I hear him talking about it all the time to me. They're a really good team. They're the best. They're the most complete team. But Portugal's got the better roster. No, I don't know about, but they got the better big players.
Player for player, I would agree.
They got the better big players.
Yes,
and I think Ronaldo will show up. I know Italy hasn't really had that much competition. I mean, they've had competition, but they dominated in the group stage. Portugal had a tough group stage. They've been in these big games this tournament already, so I think they're battle hardened. I think they're ready. I think they'd give Italy a run for their money.
I think as an Italian fan, I am concerned for the sole fact is that we have a very difficult path to the final.
So tough.
Tougher than probably anyone else.
This top left in the group, the left side of the bracket is
the
hard.
The top left of the bracket is the toughest route out of any.
I think the toughest route is either Belgium or Portugal, but then you guys come next after.
The reason why I'm concerned is because Italy haven't been tested yet this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And people are, Italy was written off in the beginning of the tournament, and now they're getting written off again as, like, they're going to steamroll their way, almost. People are calling them, amongst the favorites. Like, the top.
They are. They really are, though.
I know, but they haven't been tested. And I want to be as objective as possible. I'm nervous to play a Belgium, to play a Portugal. Because the last like we haven't in qualifiers. Yeah, we went 30 games unbeaten, which is unreal, absurd. But who did we play? No one really.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to. You know, I love Italy. I think that they are so good. Like as a team, I think as a team they're better than anyone else. They play together. But the thing is, Ciro Immobile, our striker,
he needs to score. He needs to show up.
Italy,
he needs to be there for them.
He doesn't put away his chances. And if he could do that, we win. If he doesn't, we lose. I'm going to bet he does. I'm going to say Italy go through. Italy beat Belgium.
It's fair.
I have Belgium winning over
Portugal. Yeah. Okay.
So I take Belgium. I take Italy over Belgium, but it's a tough game. These games are all going to be very, very close.
Regardless who they play, I think that's up there is going to be so fun to watch.
Yeah,
even
no
like
doubt.
just from a fan like perspective, like non-biased fan, those games are going to be unreal to watch.
No doubt.
So now we're moving on to
France, Croatia.
Yeah, we both have Croatia beating Spain, so we both have France winning. Croatia's a good team. France is a better team. It's that simple.
France really is the best team in the tournament when it comes to their roster.
Player for player, they are.
They really are.
Yeah.
But the thing is with France, you know, they didn't impress me, but they didn't disappoint me at the same time, you know.
Because they topped the group.
You know, I kind of, you know, expected them to do what they did, you know, but keeping Hungary to a draw, like basically trailing Hungary for the first half.
It's not good.
It scares me a little bit with France, but, you know, I'm not a French fan, so I could give a shit.
Yeah.
So, France, I think they beat Croatia, but hey, listen, Croatia, I think that they are dark horses in this tournament.
Always.
Only 3 years ago. And they basically have a very similar roster.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very similar roster. And they went into the World Cup final, and this is just a rematch of that final.
Yeah.
Where they lost 5-2, so I'm going to take France.
But back to France, it's like I think we both think France will win, but it's also the group of death. These teams played these tough games already.
They're ready for it.
They are ready. All the teams have this advantage, I think. Every single team does coming into it. So
I would agree with that.
Be careful for all those teams. So now we're moving to he's got Sweden, Germany. I got Ukraine, Germany. I'm sticking with the group of death ride. The group of death is going to dominate, I think.
I think this goes without question. Whether Sweden or Ukraine wins this game, that's as far as they go.
Yeah.
Germany,
it's the end of the road.
Even England. Let's say England make it through. Like I don't think Sweden or Ukraine are strong enough.
Yeah, I agree. They're both fun teams to watch, so I
no doubt.
I think they possibly could. I think Sweden would probably have a better chance against Germany because we saw in the Germany-France game, France defended really well, and Sweden is a good defensive team. I wouldn't say great, but a good defensive team. So we could see, and then Germany will dominate the ball and maybe off a counter somehow. I think Sweden's got the better chance, but I don't even think they're going to come out originally. So now we got Netherlands, Denmark for him, and Netherlands, Wales for me. Again, I don't think Wales has it. I think Wales is good, but not Netherlands good. I think Netherlands has a serious shot to win this. And people like kind of counted them out too. They weren't really. They were like in the same boat as Italy. Like people were like, all right, they got a good squad. Let's see if they can perform. Like that's what it was. That's what it was. And I don't think they should have trouble winning this game.
I think I have Netherlands, Denmark, and I'm honestly like I picked Netherlands to win this game, but we cannot sleep on the Danes because the Danes have been the Danes haven't been good the first 2 games of the tournament, but the first game, Christian Eriksen goes down, and it is tough. It is fucking tough to play after that. It was hard. I was very like.
It was upsetting.
It was upsetting. I was like, there's no way they played this game, and then they played it, and they lost the game to no fault of their own. I'm sure the emotions were everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think that they played well. They put 4 against Russia. I think they put 4. They won 4-1. Yeah.
Yes.
They got the +3. That gave them the +1 in the group.
Electric game to watch. Electric game to watch.
One of the games of the tournament.
I really liked watching that game.
So Denmark, I think they've turned a new leaf. I think Denmark can upset some people. I think they're going to play very well against Netherlands. I think it's going to be a very close game. I'm not as high on the Dutch as many people are. They've been good. They've been very good this tournament, but I think they do win this game. I think they squeak by. I think this game can go to PKs. I think that's how good Denmark are.
That's a fair point. All right, so we're going to stick on this right side of the tournament. So we got Germany, Netherlands semifinals because we have the same one. It'll be easier to go through. So I got Netherlands going to the finals. I have them taking that next step this year. I think Germany's always good, a well-oiled machine, as we say.
Yeah.
But Netherlands, they're special. This is a special group to watch. They're fun. They're a fast-paced team. They score goals. They're a fun team to watch.
They're exciting. And they're young and exciting.
I think Germany, and they could really hurt Germany on the counterattack because we know Germany's going to control that possession. We know coming into the game.
Toni Kroos and Gundogan in the midfield. Mark my words. There's no midfield in the world that is going to dominate the ball like Germany will dominate the ball.
In this Euros, no.
No.
I agree.
Not even in the world.
But Netherlands will have the counter. I think Malin needs to play over Verhulst.
Yes, definitely.
Because he's got the speed, and they could really attack at Hummels. Rudiger's quick, though, so it won't be that easy.
Hummels is an Achilles heel in that team because he's aging, and he doesn't have the pace anymore.
But
and
he's unreal still, though. So
he's a great
He's got to be in there.
Yeah, but he struggles with the in behind. Like, did you see Mbappe? I know Mbappe's the fastest player in the world.
Yeah.
But did you
You saw the tackle after, though.
Yeah. Props to Hummels, though. That was an
Great
excellent
tackle.
recovery and great tackle. But listen, if they play Malen, they're gonna have trouble. If they play Weghorst, I think that Germany comfortably win this game. I think they win probably 2-1. I would have to say. And I think Germany goes to the final. I think Germany have been slept on this entire tournament because of their struggles in 2018 and up to now. They lost to Spain, I think 6-0, up like maybe a couple weeks ago before the tournament, and everyone was counting them out. And they said, "There's no way." Germany are gonna turn a lot of heads, and they're gonna do well.
I'm packing Netherlands to the finals, but I mean, hey, we're not gonna have the same bracket.
Yeah.
So we move now. We move to the semifinals on the other side. I have Portugal, France. Nick has Italy, France. Portugal is my pick in the beginning of the tournament. I think by this time, I mean they both have been playing like tough games. Portugal's been playing tougher games, so I think Portugal's gonna have so many tough games won that like they could they're just gonna keep fighting through it, and I think they're gonna win so many hard games, and they're just gonna be like, there's no stopping now. I think they're gonna be so if they win the quarters, the round of 16 in the quarterfinals, I think they're gonna have this unmatched fire and passion on the field because they're like, we just beat two of the best teams in the world. We could beat anyone now. But obviously, soccer's about the day that you show up. But I think Portugal could easily beat France.
And no one has ever won back. The only other team that went back-to-back Euros was Spain, 2008, 2012, and Ronaldo is destined to do it again. But
and that was the most dominant era of
if he gets
international
to that
soccer,
point,
arguably.
if he gets to that point, I might agree with you. But I think Italy knocks them out earlier.
Yeah.
I think Belgium knocks them out earlier. But we already went through that. Italy, France, for me. Listen, I've been riding with Italy since the beginning. Chris can vouch for me. I've been saying Italy have been underrated for probably up to a year now. I've been saying that they are very, very good, and everyone slept on them. But now they're finally getting their recognition. And as nervous as I am because they haven't played the competition that I would like them to have played up to now, I got to ride with them. I think they're going to win it all. I think they're going to go to the final, and they're going to beat Germany.
Alrighty, so we have our final set out.
Yeah.
I mean, I think anyone that comes out of the left side of the group is going to win the finals because the left side of the bracket
Much stronger.
Netherlands is a great team, but Portugal just will outmatch them. I think because especially after beating Belgium, Italy, France, and then they play that. That's going to be an easier game.
The thing that worries me about Portugal is that they have a lot of great individuals, but how they play as a team is not always. We talked about this.
I'm confident about that after that third game, though.
Yeah, I am a little bit more optimistic about Portugal because they made the changes that we talked about how they should make, about putting in Renato Sanchez, putting Moutinho for a little bit more veteran experience over Bruno, because Bruno, he was non-existent, and he doesn't have the experience at the international level.
He was MIA.
Moutinho does.
Yes.
Renato Sanchez won Player of the Tournament in 2016 Euro.
Unreal.
Young Player of the Tournament. actually.
Unreal. Yeah. He was unreal that tournament.
He was unreal, and now you bring that presence into this team.
He's a bulldog.
They
He's a
play
bulldog.
better as a team, even if the caliber of individual is less.
Yeah, and Moutinho, I like Moutinho a lot. I mean, that goal in the first game against Hungary, Moutinho Ronaldo was beautiful. It's such a beautiful goal to watch. It's the 1-2s they play back and forth. It was very fun to watch.
Moutinho's got a good chemistry with his team. He's a vet.
Yes, he's a
And
seasoned vet.
He needs to be in the team.
Yeah. All right. So we're done with our predictions. So now we both made a team of the group stage. So you want to get into it first or no?
Yeah, I'll go through my whole team first.
Okay.
And then
All right.
you'll go through your whole team.
All right, let's go.
So I have Jordan Pickford in that. I think Jordan Pickford, the Everton man. Tim is an Everton fan here.
Love that.
I thought England. The only other guy I would think for me was probably Donnarumma. I would say Donnarumma was probably my second choice. The thing with Donnarumma is
Or Olsen from Sweden.
Olsen has
He's
been very
up there
good
too.
too.
He's up
Yeah.
there. That's the top three.
Donnarumma for me was very good what he needed to be, but he wasn't needed that often.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Italy's defense was just so good that they didn't need him so much. And Pickford was tested more often, and he showed up probably whenever he needed to. So I'm gonna go with Pickford in that. Right back, I got Sufal. I think Kufal, whatever.
Sufal, West Ham.
From the West Ham right back from Czech Republic. Great player going forward. He changes the team. Like Czech Republic don't have a lot of star power in that team. He's one of the guys that you can count on game in, game out to give you 7 to 8 out of 10 performance, and he's been just that every single game. Center back, I have Bonucci. Bonucci is the reason why Donnarumma didn't have to do so much work.
Agreed.
So Bonucci's got to be in the team for me. Simon Kjaer is
El Capitan.
Yeah,
he's got to be captain.
What he did to save Christian Eriksen's life was just beyond sports. So no doubt, and he's one of the best center backs in this tournament, and he's been balling out. So not even. It all comes together, and he undoubtedly is in both of our teams because he deserves it.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Left back, Spinazzola from Italy. I had my doubts about the Italian fullbacks coming into this tournament, Florenzi and Spinazzola. I didn't think that they had the quality going forward, but I was wrong. Spinazzola's been the best player on Italy, one of the best. And
I'd probably say the best just because his such low
impact.
expectation,
Yes,
the low expectation
yes.
coming in. He's exceeded the expectations the most. That's why he's the best, I think, on that team.
No, Spinazzola definitely deserves a spot in my team, and I think he would be in most people's teams the way that he's played. He's the way that Italy are able to play, right? They have such good center backs. Chiellini and Bonucci pairing is so freaking good that Spinazzola is able to bomb forward.
Yeah.
Insigne cuts inside as an extra attacking midfielder, and Locatelli is able to drop back into Spinazzola's spot to pick up the ball deep and play make the way he does.
And Spinazzola fits perfect there, I think.
And for that reason, Locatelli is also in my team in the midfield. I think Locatelli's been amazing. His two goals against
Ooze.
who was it? Switzerland.
And
he gets the ball for half volley, pings the ball to Berardi in the corner, not even having to look where he is. He knows exactly where he is. Pings it with his weak foot, and then makes the late run into midfield and gets an easy goal. Great goal. And the second one, the left-footed finish from outside the box was just
25, 22 yards out.
It was just class.
Oh, yeah, he forgot to mention you're in a 4-3-3, correct?
Yeah, I'm in a 4-3-3, and Chris is in a 4-4-2.
Yeah.
So my other midfielder is Gini Wijnaldum. Gini Wijnaldum has been probably the player of the tournament.
I don't think he's no question, and I think he should be in everyone's team. If he's not, you're bugging.
He's been scoring goals. He's been getting around the pitch. He's just been so good. I can't even.
We don't even need to explain at this point. If you watched, you'd understand.
He's the best player of the group stage so far. David Alaba for me is on the left side of my three.
Unreal.
David Alaba's been playing on the left side of a center back, or he's been playing in the middle sometimes as a sweeper. But
he's a Swiss Army knife.
Yeah. The thing with David Alaba, he's just so important. I don't even know where to put him in my team because he could play anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I put him in the midfield, but. Austria is not the same team without David Alaba, so he goes in my team. And they made it out, and they wouldn't have made it out without him.
Yeah. I think, he's the key piece to that team, for sure.
No doubt. My left side winger, I have Ivan Perisic. He's been the standout player for Croatia so far.
Yeah, he hasn't been their best player, but he's definitely been someone to help.
Luka Modric is no doubt their best player, but Perisic has shown up more often. He's got 2 goals out of the first 3 games. For me, he's in my team.
Yeah.
I would have put Memphis Depay in my team, but I wanted to bring in I feel like most people have Depay in their team, so I wanted to try to bring in a guy that maybe not as many people are talking about.
Yeah, you want to be a little different.
Yeah, and then up top I have Lukaku. I think Lukaku's been the most dominant force in the tournament so far. I think that his size and strength, he knows how to use it so well.
Yeah, it's impossible to take the ball off his feet almost. So it seems like when he's got his back to you,
off. People bounce off him.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah, the thing is with Lukaku is his criticism years ago was he wasn't technical enough. He didn't have a good enough touch. And since he went to Inter Milan the past 2 seasons, he's proved all the doubters wrong. And for me, he's been a top 3 striker in the world since.
Yeah, he's unreal.
Yeah. And then on my right side, I have Domenico Berardi. Because he's been so good for Italy on that right side. He's been tucking inside, taking shots. He's just been, for me,
he's been their guy.
Off the ball, he's so, aggressive to get the ball back for me. He's got a soft spot for me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a soft spot for him, I should say. And he's been just very, very good. And I think that he deserves a place in my team.
All right. Do you have any honorable mentions you want to go through, too?
Yes, a couple people. So Patrick Schick from Czech Republic has been very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good for them. I think he has 3 goals now amongst the top scorers in the I think Ronaldo the only one with more, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it was 4, right? It was 5 and then 3.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, and obviously Ronaldo has 5 goals in 3 games. Oh, voice crack. 5 goals in 3 games. So I got I gotta have him in my honorable mention, no doubt.
Yeah.
He doesn't get into my team because Lukaku's better in open play. He has more of an impact. Ronaldo he has 3 penalties and a tap in, and the 5th goal was
Beautiful
nice against
goal,
Hungary.
yeah.
It was very beautiful, but for me, he doesn't get into my team because of that. And Memphis Depay, like I said, he would have started over Perisic, but
Yeah.
I just had to be a little different.
All right, so in my team, I have a 4-4-2 running. We have a few similar players. A few players that were brought up we talked about already. But in goal, I have Donnarumma. I mean, he's been good. Like he's a solid guy back there. I think he'll be very good for the rest of the tournament too, because I think Italy's got a really good defense. I don't see him conceding goal to like the game they get eliminated almost, or they lose in penalties or something. That's how legit Italy
I agree.
is.
I think Donnarumma's probably, in my opinion, he's on his way to being the best goalie in the world.
Yeah, especially because the goalies now are aging, aging
not, he already
rapidly.
is.
Yeah. I have Spinazzola at left back. Unreal. We talked about him. David Alaba. We even talked about him, but I have him at center back because he literally played everywhere in the midfield and defense.
He started in center back. Though,
Yeah, he started at center back, but he plays midfield in the game, so it's like it goes either way. We both have Simon Kjær. I mean, how can you not put him in the squad? We've talked. You guys heard it already.
Simon Kjær.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Simon Kjær, we love you.
We love you. Definitely not listening.
No chance.
And then I have Dumfries at right back. Unreal. 2 goals as a right wing back. But I mean, he's sliding into that right back spot for me. Yeah, he's been special to watch. He's a really big big part on why I think Netherlands will be so good. He is a really big part. And then I move to the midfield. I'm going to 4-4-2 just to make that clear. Yarmolenko. I think he's the biggest reason as to why Ukraine made it out the group, and he's fun to watch. He's fun. He's a fun guy. He doesn't have his pace that he used to have.
Oh, he used to be a baller. He used to be a serious baller.
Yeah, and he lost that pace, and he's still good. So it's like it's not like he's just a pace guy, like what people thought of him as, but like he actually has talent. Like he's very talented. FIFA legend for sure. Gini Wijnaldum, you gotta put him in. You have to. There's no other way. And then I have Paul Pogba. I think he's been very good. I love watching him with Conte. It's just so fun to watch.
We talked about before with the Manchester United.
He's not fit for Manchester United because he's in handcuffs. He said that before. He's in handcuffs. He doesn't get to play freely. When he has a player like Conte next to him, he gets to play freely. He's exciting to watch. He's not boring.
My comparison for that is back in the day, my favorite player, Andrea Pirlo. He had Gattuso next to him, and Gattuso cleaned up the mess, and Pirlo was able to do whatever he wants.
Yeah,
and that's the role Pogba needs to excel, and that's what he has in France and doesn't have at Man United.
And all right, so yeah, I completely agree. Moving on, KDB, like he's only played a game and a half. That's a big reason why people would argue he's not in. But in the game and a half that he's played, if you've watched, he's been the reason why they were so good. So like he's so best player in Europe. I think we've discussed this.
KDB is the best player in Europe.
I think it's definitely up there. Maybe it's top 2 for sure. I mean, I could give my boy Ronaldo a shout up there too, just
not
because.
Anymore. I love all respect to Ronaldo, but he's just not the same player he used to be.
Fair enough. All right. So
but he's also 36 years old, so he's a freak.
Yeah, freak of
he's
nature.
A freak.
So originally I had Memphis Depay up here, but I think I'm going to change it to Lukaku because, I mean, when watching Lukaku and De Bruyne play on the field is special, very special. So, yeah, I have Lukaku and Ronaldo up top. I mean, Ronaldo, 5 goals in a group stage is unreal. I mean, I get it's 3 penalties and a tap-in, but it's still unreal. Like, I don't care. Like, that's a record. I think it's tied for a record. And then Lukaku, you heard him talk. And then for my honorable mentions, I do have Pickford. I had to put Pickford as an honorable mention just because he's my Everton boy. Love him. Yeah. Memphis Depay, great. I was really close to putting him into my squad. I was really close to doing it, but Lukaku's been better, and I just have to respect that. And then I have Emil Forsberg.
Oh, he deserves, honestly. I forgot some people in my honorable mention. I'm going to mention that.
Yeah. Okay. But Forsberg, in the Poland-Sweden game, I almost shed a tear watching that game because I'm a big Poland supporter.
It's tough.
Forsberg was unreal. He was so good. He's so good. I just I didn't even realize he was that good until this tournament. So it was really eye opener for me. But you have any more honorable mentions?
So you mentioned KDB. The only reason why KDB's not on my team is because he missed the first game and came in at halftime in the second game. But KDB. For me, he's the best player in Europe. There's no one else in Europe who could do what he can do. He's like the modern day David Beckham, like on steroids, I think. I'm not even kidding. That's my comparison. He's so good. And also, Forsberg has been immense too. I just wanted to add that in. He should be in my list. I just forgot to write him down.
All right. So quickly, we're just gonna talk about we're not gonna really go into depth, but we're gonna talk about teams that we think could genuinely win. Like we're gonna kind of list you got like the S tier teams that could win, the A tier, the B tier, and the C tier. So we're gonna listen to 4 groups kind of. So the S tier, as in teams that definitely could win, like no doubt.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna agree on most of the stuff, just because like we tend to fall into the same perspectives and like a look. And so I think the S tier, it's gonna be a big S tier. It's gonna be a big S tier because we could do an S tier as like the heavy favorites or all the teams that could possibly win.
So for S tier, I think there should we gotta make it
like one team.
No, there's gotta be a couple. We can't put all the big teams in.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. Let me know if you agree with me. I think Belgium, Italy, Portugal, France. That's
got to be it then.
And France. That's it.
Okay, then I think
A tier.
Germany, Netherlands,
England. You don't even want to put England in A tier. As critical as I am of England, I put them in the second tier. I can't put them with.
Out of pity, we could put them in there because.
All right. B tier.
B tier.
Spain, Croatia.
Czech Republic too.
Spain, Croatia, Czech Republic.
Yeah, and then
shout, yeah.
C tier. We're not going all the way down. It's too much. Denmark, Wales, Ukraine, Sweden, Switzerland, Austria.
So they're all down there. Like,
yeah,
we can't even separate them.
No, yeah, but I mean.
Well, actually, I think the only like what is it? What is the last tier?
C.
What's below that?
Oh well, I mean, we're not going below that. I think
F
it's
shit tier. In my opinion, I think Switzerland. I think they're shit.
No, they're not that
I don't
bad.
think they're good at all.
But
I think Switzerland's the worst team actually among out of all of them. I know, one of my friends, Asian Kyle, if you're listening, Granit Xhaka, your Arsenal boy, is a big Arsenal fan.
Oh, Arsenal stroking.
His team's shit.
It is so bad.
Switzerland F tier or whatever.
No.
I think they suck actually.
Yeah, we just gotta make this clear. It's not coming home, England. We are sorry. It is not coming home.
Yeah, it's coming. No, it's not. No, it's not. They are a good side. England's a good side, but they're not a great side. And I think that if they match up against a great side, I think they lose.
Yeah. All right. So that's basically gonna do it. We have one little joke at, like kind of a little light thing that's happening with some of our friends. So our friend Ethan and John, Ethan Lever and John McCluskey. For the people that know us, you guys know them.
This is gonna be embarrassing. Embarrassing.
So they're doing a little friendly boxing match. So we'll give you like the weights and like the heights, kind of like we're kind of gonna go.
All right. So what is he? How tall do you think Ethan is?
I think Ethan's probably like 5'10".
190.
190.
Okay.
He told me he was 190. And then John's like 5'8" and a half, maybe 5'9", 150. But John is quick. He's
quicker than Ethan.
Yeah. Ethan's not really coordinated, but he lost a lot of weight, so I think he can,
Ethan might pack a punch.
You know, if he lands one punch, it could be over.
Could knock him out. But John, he's nimble,
Yeah,
he might look more coordinated. Might actually know what he's doing a little bit.
Yeah, we've seen him in slapbox.
We saw him slapbox somebody.
Next topic.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So who's your pick?
Different circumstances, but my pick between Ethan and John, I'm gonna say John because John's a little more coordinated, but it's gonna be a shit show all around in my opinion.
Oh, I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Yeah, see, I'd give out a pick, but I'm reffing, so like that might be fucked up if I'm picking someone. So I'll be in the ring with them. So I'm not gonna give a pick. But other than that should do it, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Hopefully, we see you next week.
Catch you on the next episode.
Catch you on the flip. Peace.